Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is me, Top Dash and Tommy, and I'm here to give my perspective of what it's like to be a DoorDash driver, specifically a Top Dasher, and I do that through sharing. That went out on me. Through sharing my DoorDash experiences with you in story form. That being said, today is Sunday, the first of the month. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony for a great song. Long story short, few days ago I went out and I bought a PlayStation 2 because I want to have several different gaming systems in my home. I want games to screw around on and play with and reminisce on my childhood. Now that I have my own place, I can do that. So I bought a PS2 the other day. I was so excited about it. I bought the PS2. I bought the games. Shout out, there's this retro, not a retro, but they have retro. They have everything. It's called Gateway Games. There's one in Willits, California, one in Ukiah, California. And they got everything, man. If you want the new stuff, you want the old stuff, they got Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Sega Genesis, all that stuff. So I got myself a PS2 a few days ago at the store in Willits. So excited, I get home, I plug it in, and as I'm plugging it in, getting it all hooked up and set up and all that good stuff, I realize I need a memory card for this. I've forgotten about what memory cards were and what they were used for, and that you need them. So today, I had to go out to Ukiah anyways. Today is kind of an off day. I still wanted to make some money, so I made about $50 in about 2-3 hours dashing in Ukiah this morning. And when I mean kind of a day off, I don't do a full 8, 10, 12-hour day dashing. And since it's Sunday, I don't work out on Sundays. So that was my plan. I wanted to go to Ukiah in the morning. The game store didn't open till 11:30, so I dashed up until about noon, made about $50 from then, went and picked myself up a memory card, went and got myself some groceries, and I went and took care of some things around my place. I went ahead and mopped my floors, took care of my trash, just got out of the shower, shaved up for the week. I got a fresh shaved face for the week. And I want to share this story with you guys before I want to take this straight to my dome, share this story with you guys, and then I'm going to have a fun rest of my Sunday of PS2 playing. So, without any more delay, I'm going to give you guys the story of my first ever angry customer as a DoorDash driver. This was Friday, September of 2020. I had started DoorDashing that week on Tuesday. Tuesday, I had already told you guys I had my first delivery. The Vitality Bowls just kind of got my feet wet that day. Wednesday was my second day of DoorDashing. That was a day, the story's up, where I shit my pants while waiting for a delivery. That's real. You heard me right, I shit my pants while waiting. While waiting for a delivery. Next day was Thursday. Nothing really too exciting to write home about for that day. At all, really. Nothing too exciting about for that day. And then Friday, I was planning on going to visit my parents for the night. I was going to go up there Friday night, visit my parents, and then leave Saturday morning. So I was going to leave the Bay Area, leave Oakland, and then try to just dash throughout the Bay Area and then into wine country on the way up to my parents. So I get to Walnut Creek, and it's active. It's lunchtime. It's active. The map's red. I log in. Actually, you know what? We can do a 2-for-1 on this one because I totally forgot about this delivery. The first delivery I took that day was a little place. I can't even remember the name of it, but it was a little Chinese place in Concord. Maybe, yeah, maybe like kind of like right on the border of Concord and Walnut Creek. And so I go to pick up the order, and I waited for like 10, 15 minutes for the guy in front of me, and it was just, it was COVID time, so there's like one lady in there, and it just took a long time for me to pick the order up. By the time I picked the order up, it was about a 15-minute drive away. I was going way up into the hills of Danville to deliver this. Alamo, actually, way up into the hills of Alamo. So this is actually not the story of the angry customer, but this is just a precursor to it and a little 2-for-1 for you guys. So I drive up into the hills of Alamo, and this is a messed up community. That's like narrow one-way streets, and it's uphill, and you got people right on your ass as you're trying to navigate. And I had a really hard time finding the house, and the house was on a street that literally it was like a slide. It was so steep, and I'm having to, eventually, I'm having to back up and then turn around and back up and turn around trying to find this place. And eventually, the food tips over, and they didn't I don't know what the dish was because they had tied off the bag. So one of the dishes had tipped over in the bag, and it was like in that really flimsy plastic that you'd see at like a gas station in the hot container. So whatever the sauce was that was on the chicken or the pork or whatever just leaked right out. And I'm like, I can't dig in there. And it didn't leak all over my car, but you could tell it was in the bag. And it's like, Finally, I find the place. I set the food down. I take a picture. I'm out. That wasn't fun. But, not every delivery is going to be perfect. So I drove back into the actual town of Alamo. And this was before it would tell you if you're out of your delivery zone. You'd just have the regular screen. It wouldn't tell you if you were out of your delivery zone or not. So you just kind of had to guess. And eventually over time you learned, okay, if I'm on this street, I'm not in this town anymore. Or if I'm over, if I take a delivery out here and I'm on this street, I'm still technically in this town. So don't worry about going somewhere, you're still active here. So I drive for about another 15, 20 minutes. I'm not just driving aimlessly. I'm making my way back into, back towards, the route I would take from my parents' place. And I get an order for a place called Boudin Bakery Boudin Bakery in Walnut Creek. And I accepted it, said it was a minute away. And once I get there, and I realize that it's a mall. And not only is it a mall, it's a big mall shopping center, and the bakery is in the middle of this pedestrian-like area, and the only street there's no way to park on the street, that the closest way to walk to the bakery. And I'm like, oh man, I thought about unassigning just because I realized I'd have to go into the parking garage, but I'm like, I was so new. It's like my third or fourth day. I really just didn't want to unassign an order. I wanted to complete, be good at my job. This is my only source of income. Still is. I'm working on other sources of income eventually, but so I make the decision to go into the parking garage. Luckily, it was free parking. I don't know if it had a deal to do with COVID or if it was a weekday or whatever. So I still had to do the ticket and everything, but it didn't cost me anything. So I walk in, awful long wait. It was a long wait, but they got a line going out the door for people ordering stuff. Then they got about a handful of people, including me, standing off to where it says online orders. And, you know, a couple people are obviously mobile orders. Maybe there's another Dasher or a Grubhub or a Uber Eats or two. I don't know. I didn't have any gear at the time. I didn't even have my red bag or anything yet. So I'm just chilling, waiting, and I see a screen, and I see my customer's name. I see their first name. I see their last initial. I see it on the screen, and I wait. Eventually, I hear them start calling out orders, and I see the screen starts moving. You know, and I'm like, okay. I kind of figure out how they're doing this. I think I see how they're doing this because there's no communication, as with a lot of restaurants when you're trying to, you know, especially if they're really really busy and they're dealing with dine-in customers and whatnot. Like, they're not communicating or trying to help you out where you're supposed to be to pick your food up. You know, you got to figure it out on your own. That's why a lot of times, if it's a place I haven't been to before or a place that I see is really busy that doesn't have a clear marked delivery area, I'll, you know, ain't gonna kill anybody to go and wait in line for 3 minutes so I can walk up to somebody at the counter and say, hey, I'm not here to order. I just need to know where to pick up this order at. And then either they turn, and that's what I had to do, was I did have to wait in line because that's their procedure, and the person goes and gets the food, or they tell me, oh yeah, no, they'll take care of you right over there. Then boom, the next time I know when I come in there, I go right over there, they'll take care of me. All right, back to the story. So eventually, the screen comes to my customer's name, and lady comes out, says, hey, this is almost a year ago, so I feel like I can say the customer's name. I'm not going to say their last initial or anything, but, you know, Sarah, because they come out and they say the customer's for Sarah. You know, my sister's name's Sarah, so I could say Sarah in any of my videos, and who knows what I'm talking. I don't feel like I'm identifying anybody directly, you know, but, customer, his name was Sarah. Yeah, no, that's who I'm here to pick up for, you know. Nobody else named Sarah was in there waiting to pick up a food for themselves. At least I didn't see. I grabbed the order, and, you know, this time between the long wait time, the confusing in-store experience, the parking garage, the previous delivery, you know, I'm a little flustered. I'm a little, you know, a little stressed out a little bit. So maybe, you know, maybe I grabbed the order and just moved, and I'm not even going to say maybe. I didn't double check anything. So I drive from Walnut Creek about 10, 15 minutes into Concord. It was maybe like maybe $13 order altogether. You know, it was like $5 base pay. I think she like tipped $9. So, you know, it was a leave at the door. I drop it off. I leave it at the door. Take a picture. I'm not even a second away from their house, and I pull out onto the next road. I get a phone call. Hello. Hi, you just delivered for me? Yes. This is not my order. And she was, I mean, not, you know, hey, you know, I got the wrong, you know. No, she was livid, just pissed off. I go, okay, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I was given, so I said, I'm sorry, I was given a bag with your name on it. We're not supposed to look in the bags and, you know, finger your food and whatnot and fondle your food. So, I'm sorry, I just grabbed the bag and grabbed what, you know, that's what they gave me at the restaurant. She goes, no, I wanted a blueberry pound cake, and I wanted something else. This will come into play why I remember. I remember the blueberry pound cake specifically. I forget what the other item was, but this will come into play later on in the day. Hey, that rhymed. So I go, I apologize. I'm so sorry. You know, that's what they gave me. You can call DoorDash support, and they'll refund you, or, you know, whatever. I didn't say whatever, but I didn't even get. I'm in the process of saying, just please contact DoorDash support, and they'll refund. I'm in the process of she just hangs up the phone right away. Cool, not my problem anymore. I'm going to take that note and leave. I'm just going to use that as I'm going to leave the Bay Area and head to Napa and see how that goes. So I go to Napa. I do a handful of deliveries there. I end up getting to my parents' place. I don't know if it was the same day or the next day after. I end up finding the receipt tag that came off of the bag. They had it like taped onto the bag, or it was, or folded on there, and it fell off of the bag and into my car. And I picked it up, and the items on the receipt that it said, and I'm going to take the blame for this, like, I'm going to take the blame for this. And I kind of understand why the lady was so pissed off at the same time. Was I pick up that receipt that, and it's the thing, they had either had it taped on the bag loosely, or they had it like, how they fold it or whatever. Whatever it was, it fell off the second I put it in my car. It fell off of the bag and down onto my floor mat. And so I pick it up and I look. Now, I remember when I said I remember the blueberry scone, and I don't quite remember what the other item was, but it was sweets. She had like 2 or 3 items, and they were sweets. One of them was the blueberry scone I mentioned. I pick up the receipt. Has my customer's name on it. Sarah, with their last initial. And what was in the bag that I didn't look on the receipt and double check, and I delivered to them. So they were expecting like a pound cake and a scone and all this sweet stuff. They got tomato soup and cornbread. I might have been a little pissed off too. So that was the first ever angry customer I ever dealt with. And to be perfectly honest, maybe I would say I could list myself at 50 to maybe 75 to possibly, no, because I'm going to give myself, I could have been 75% at fault for that. Because I didn't check and I delivered the order, and but the restaurant also did put tomato soup and cornbread in a bag with the customer's name, and it was a customer that wanted something completely different. But anyways, that was the story of my first ever angry customer as a DoorDash driver. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday and get some PS2 playing in. And I'll be back with some more stories for you guys at another day. Anyways, if you want to hear any more stories, please hit the subscribe button so you'll get notified whenever I got a new DoorDash story coming up. If you like this story, hit that. If you don't like this story, hit that. Either way, it's all gravy. It's been me, Top Dash and Tommy. Have a great Sunday, everybody.